Breaking from Los Angeles. Retired NBA star Kobe Bryant has died in a helicopter crash Sunday. He was 41. Kobe Bryant died in a crash near Calabasas, California, a source told the Associated Press. It was unclear if other family members were on.
Courtney Griffin, start with Coach Marshall here. 81-55 victory, very decisive, but it wasn't so at halftime. Tell us a little bit about the halftime speech.
Just had to warm up. We warmed up. Guys got to play Bridgeport basketball. We did what we did.
And I'm going to ask Coach Griffin the same question. 81-55, wasn't too decisive at halftime. Tell us about the speech.
Pretty much just just a little slow start, and then we pick it up in the second half. We just say, look, hey, it's the last game. We got to be ready for the playoffs next week. It's going to turn up to intensity, and they know what to do from there.
Exact question. What's the vision right now? Well, of course, envisioning the state championship at the Breslin Center, but what's the word going into districts?
Havoc.
Wreaking havoc, Coach.
Same thing, havoc, trying to go on Mamba mentality now.
There we go, just like on the podcast a few weeks ago, Mamba mentality. Kevin Marshall, Courtney Griffin, Bridgeport wins 81-55. TVC Eastern Divisional Champions, 19-1 record. Four-time, consecutive TVC East Division champions.
Let's get that right.
Big news, Martha Firestone Ford, if I can talk, out as the Lions owner. Her daughter is now in as the Lions owner. So big news coming out of Detroit.
Garrett Popcorn and Giordano's Pizza, but I also got to mention the Chicago Cubs because I am a Detroit Tigers and Chicago Cubs fan. With a record of 13-6, the Cubs hold the NL Central lead at this point with a 3.5-game lead over the Cardinals, who just came off a COVID battle, and the Brewers, who just took 3 games from 4 from them. That in mind, I'd like to give shout-outs to Joe Ricotta and Anthony Pasquale, fellow Cubs fans that I've collaborated with, as well as Len Casper and Jim DeShays, the Cubs' main broadcasters on Marquee Sports Network, and of course, Taylor McGregor, who is the main sideline reporter coming over from the Colorado Rockies, AT&T Sportsnet Colorado, and replacing Kelly Crow, who I've talked about before. I've met a few times at Wrigley, who took the sideline role with Fox Sports South in Atlanta. Of course, you have to mention Kelly's Corner, which is a little thing that she does, asking fan questions over Fox Sports South. So, had to give those shout-outs there to my Cubs and Braves people on this Monday evening. Stay tuned for the bottom of the hour. We will have that news update for you. Now here's Manfred Van with Do What Diddy Diddy.
Of course, shout out to Joe Ricotta, Anthony Pasquale, and Lennon JD. Have a good Monday night. Democrat Joe Biden has won Pennsylvania, surpassing the 270 electoral vote threshold to take the White House and become the 46th president of the United States. Biden also carried Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan on his path to the presidency, flipping states that President Donald Trump won in 2016. Pennsylvania was a must-win state for Trump. The 77-year-old Biden was born in Scranton and sought to contrast his working-class roots with the affluent Trumps by casting the race as quote-unquote Scranton versus Park Avenue. Biden's victory came after more than 3 days of uncertainty as election officials sorted through a surge of mail-in votes that delayed the processing of some ballots. And the U.S. has given the final go-ahead to the nation's first COVID-19 vaccine, launching emergency vaccinations in a bid to end the pandemic. Shots will begin in a few days after Friday's decision by the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA called the vaccine from Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech safe and strongly protective. But initial doses are scarce and rationed, with health workers and nursing home residents first in line. Enough for the general population is not expected until the spring, and experts urge people to mask up and keep their distance during a long, grim winter. That is looked international and national news. Stand by for a look at your state and local news.
Hey, Dad.
Big news coming out of the Associated Press and the FDA. The vaccine is here, but it won't be here to everyone for a while. Big news tonight.